Hey guys, welcome to another video. And boy oh boy, did the devs cook for 10-year anniversary. We're getting so many good free rewards just by logging in and playing the game. And there are so many insane deals in the shop, which I'll be covering tomorrow in the separate video. But first, today I want to focus on the free rewards that we'll be getting starting tomorrow's reset. So after the next reset. So here's what we're getting. We're getting one tier 3 selector, that's all fine and dandy. We're getting 10,000 crystals. Every day when we log in, we're going to get 500 crystals for the first 4 days. Then we're going to get 1,000 crystals for the next 5 days. And then on the final 10th day, we're getting 3,000 crystals for a total of 10,000 crystals just by logging in and playing the game. This is insane. 10,000 crystals can jumpstart any account from being complete beginner to an account that's completely viable in multiple game modes. Like you can easily farm World Boss Legend by using 10k crystals and just buying uniforms. You can easily shape up your teams for Dimension Rift farming and Alliance Battle farming by using 10k crystals. And I'll be doing a video about how best it is to spend 10k crystals, especially as a new player, so look for that. But on today's video, I want to focus on this that we're getting after tomorrow's reset. We're getting a free uniform, we're getting a 10 million gold, and we're getting a tier 4 selector for the first time in Marvel Future Fight for free, that is. There were options to buy it earlier. And we have an option to select from these 14 heroes. So what I want to do in this video is rank every single of these 14 heroes, so you guys can pick and choose what is the best option for you. So let's jump in straight to the tier list, and we will focus on the other rewards like 10k crystals and shop deals and blah blah blah, all the rest in the future videos. So bam, there we go. This is a really as simple as I could make it, the 14 characters that we're getting. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14 characters that we're getting that we can choose, and if by picking them you get them instantly at tier 4, and selecting some of those heroes can really jumpstart your account or upgrade your account on a higher level. So we're going to start with Ant-Man and end on Thor and see how each of them perform. Unfortunately, Ant-Man is a really old uniform. He's a speed male, and speed males compared to speed females do not have that much usage in the game. He's okay in World Boss Legend, but that's pretty much it. And there are way better speed males than Ant-Man, so I would not suggest picking Ant-Man from our tier 4 selector. That leaves us with 13 choices. Now, Black Bolt, while he is really cool in this uniform and he can dish out some insane damage and he has more pierce once he uses his tier 4 skill, the problem with Black Bolt is that he is basically only usable in World Boss Legend, and because he's an inhuman, he doesn't have that much World Boss stages. He doesn't have a low amount of World Boss stages, but he is not on the higher end for sure, and he has been replaced multiple times by likes of Farmer Thanos and other. Even Loki is better universal villain than him because Loki is a meta in ABL. So that combined with the fact that Black Bolt actually requires a seasonal uniform, which there is a deal where you can just now during the anniversary buy seasonal uniform tickets for I think $30. So you can get his uniform earlier. I really cannot wholeheartedly suggest, and with clear conscience, that Black Bolt is a good choice for the reasons I just mentioned. So he needs a seasonal uniform to be usable, and even in seasonal uniform, he isn't as good as some other options here. So I would put Black Bolt also in the outdated category because there are so many better options, and because he does need a seasonal uniform. Next up, we have Black Widow. Now, Black Widow is an interesting choice. She's a speed female, which is probably the most valuable type in the game, speed hero female. And if you take a look here, there is only one other speed female, which is Shadow Shell, and Shadow Shell is basically a worse version than Black Widow in pretty much almost every single piece of content. And Black Widow is actually an insane striker for Alliance Battle. She can cover multiple, like Shadow Shell, she can cover multiple ABX and ABL days, although she is nowhere near as good as Luna Snow or even Gamora or even Dark Gwenpool. She still does have some value. She also has some value in PvP. She could be decentish in World Boss Legends, but if I were to pick Black Widow as my tier 4 choice, I would honestly, as a veteran player, I would honestly pick her if I plan to use her as a striker. But she is a really good striker. She is a really good striker, so it would feel bad to put her in outdated category, even though there are better speed females. But from this list, she's definitely one of the better choices compared to Shadow Shell, because Shadow Shell is basically a worse version of Black Widow in every single way. So if you plan to play Alliance Battle, then Black Widow is a good choice for you. If not, then there are better options down on this list. So pick Black Widow only if you need a good striker or a startup character for Alliance Battle. And if not, there are better choices here. Next up, we have Cap America now. Cap America is a really versatile tier 4, but he suffers the same problem that Captain America as a character in Marvel Future Fight always suffered. That is, he was good in everything, but never best in anything. So he could play some PvP, he could play some World Boss Legend, he could play some Alliance Battle, but he was never the best in PvP, the best in World Boss Legend, the best in farming, the best in Alliance Battle, blah blah blah, and you get the idea. And with Zombie Cap, he now also gets the updated version of being able to be a villain in his zombie uniform or a hero in his previous uniform, so you have the flexibility with that character, because you can use him as a villain in both Alliance Battle and World Boss Legend, and you can use him as a hero in World Boss Legend, because combat heroes aren't really that much needed, especially in Alliance Battle Legend. And if you plan, and this is why I wouldn't recommend picking Cap, because if you plan to use Cap in World Boss Legend, there are better options down the list. And if you plan to use Cap in Alliance Battle, there are also better options down the list. So what I'm going to do, and I know that this might piss some people off, but when you look at videos of other content creators, there is a reason why you can't see almost anyone praising Cap, and that is exactly because he is good in everything but best in nothing. So the only thing that Cap does better than rest of these characters is probably PvP, but be honest, when was the last time you've seen Cap in Timeline Battle or other role battle? Probably never, right? So yeah, I'm going to put Cap in outdated category. I know that this might piss some people off, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just being honest. I want to give you guys my personal opinion of what I think are the best character choices for this tier 4 selector. Next up, we have a Venom, and Venom can easily go to the World Boss only. He is probably, and I am also kind of tempted to put him here, but there are a few reasons why. Venom, in his newest uniform, is probably one of, if not the best, World Boss Legend characters in the game. Definitely the best combat hero in the game for World Boss Legend. If you slap a CTP of Rage on him, even a regular one, he can do insanely high stages of World Boss Legends. He is super fluid to play, he has a unique tier 4 skill, he hits like a truck, can clear pretty much every single combat hero stage of World Boss Legend in the game with an ease, even Mephisto stages, high Mephisto stages where he has disadvantage. So if you need a character that will slap world bosses for you, Venom is 100% correct pick for you. So pick Venom if you want to dominate World Boss Legend, slap a CTP of Rage on him, and you'll see how good he performs. Now we're getting to the Hulk, and anyone who has been watching my videos and videos of other content creators know how good Hulk is, so I'm just not going to well, sugarcoat it or drag it out, I'm just going to put Hulk in overall best. The reason for this is that he, even for a new player, he can be extremely valuable in multiple game modes. So he can be used in World Boss Legend and Alliance Battle. He is actually a meta character for ABX and can hit 12 million in ABL if you give him a Rage or Reforged Rage. His damage scales with HP, so you can get that if you're a new player by rolling a double max HP proc obelisk. You can really skyrocket his damage. And if you're a veteran player who has stacked cards with max HP, he really does hit like a truck. He isn't as good, definitely not as good as Venom, way worse than Venom in World Boss Legend, but for ABX and ABL, he is the king. He's definitely the king from all these choices. So I would put Hulk in overall best, and if you are a new player, you can just pick Hulk and be happy with him. Trust me. He can even be used at a low level timeline battle PvP, so you score some crystals. When I'm saying low level, I'm thinking like bronze, silver, gold, because he does have an iframe ignore, which usually one shots. So yeah. Then we have Moon Knight. Now Moon Knight is a combat hero, similar to Venom, but he is strictly worse in everything compared to Venom, so I'm not going to waste your time and just put Moon Knight in the outdated tier. You shouldn't ever pick Moon Knight over Venom. There is literally zero reason to do that. So yeah, just skip him and pick Venom. Unless, and this is a disclaimer, this is my opinion, what I think are the objectively the best characters you could pick from the list, but if you're a fan of some of the characters like Black Bolt or Moon Knight, go ahead, pick them. You might regret it later, but the goal of this game is to have fun. If you are having fun playing Moon Knight, then Moon Knight is a pick for you. If you're having fun playing Ant-Man, then Ant-Man is a pick for you. I'm just trying to give you the most optimal way of picking these characters. Then we have Iron Man. Iron Man in his newest uniform is also, like Venom, completely insane in World Boss Legend, but that is also his weakness. He's only really usable in World Boss Legend. I know that he has a villain uniform, but that uniform is a really old uniform, and you cannot really use it in good success in Alliance battle modes. So realistically, if you're picking Iron Man, you are picking him for World Boss Legend. In this uniform, he's really proc friendly as well. You can just do 3 cancel 4 cancel 5 and do insane amount of damage, or 4 cancel 3 cancel 5. You can play him with Judgment. Sorry, not Judgment. Account reviews are PTSD is kicking in. You can play him with Rage or Energy or Destruction or a proc or a mini Rage. He's really flexible, and he will, like Venom, melt world bosses for you, so he's a good pick if you plan to push world boss content. Next up we have Dr. Octopus. Now, Dr. Octopus, like Cap and like Hulk, is a combat villain. He was one of my first tier 4s, like I think he was my third tier 4 that I ever tier 4'd, and he really did serve me well. He has really fun tier 4 skill where he refreshes all his abilities, and you can spam them, do insane amount of damage. But that requires a CTP of Rage, so he's nowhere near as flexible in that department. So he really does need either a Rage or a mini Rage, while Hulk, you can play him with a Rage optimally, but you can also give him double max HP or max HP crit damage max HP crit damage obelisk with 160 proc, and then use that to, well, dominate multiple game modes. But Dr. Octopus is nowhere near as flexible as Hulk in that department. But he is good. He is slightly better than Hulk in, well, not slightly, he's decently better in World Boss Legend than Hulk, and he's worse in Alliance battle modes than Hulk. He's also way harder to play than Hulk, so if I were, especially as a new player, pick between Hulk and Dr. Octopus, because Dr. Octopus must use a Rage, while with Hulk you can also pass even with some obelisks. I will put Dr. Octopus in the outdated category, but just so you know, if that Dr. Octopus isn't as bad choice as some of the rest of these characters. Like, he's definitely not as bad as Ant-Man or Shadow Shell or Moon Knight or even other characters. Here, just there is a better option in Hulk if you need a combat villain than he is. So this is the reason why I'm putting him in outdated category. Next up, we have Sharon Rogers, and Sharon Rogers, like Venom and like Iron Man, is a world boss only character. I was almost tempted to put her in the outdated category, but she does really melt world bosses, and the reason why I wanted to put her in outdated category is because she's also really good at level 80. You really do not need tier 4 with Sharon Rogers, and she can clear pretty much any stage in regular world boss that she can be used. Even with a 200 proc obelisk, she's really proc friendly. But if I were to pick one of these or one of the characters for world boss, I would probably pick Venom, followed by Iron Man, and then I probably wouldn't even pick her. But I know that many people are fans of her, so I'm just going to leave this at world boss only. For me, and if I were selecting, I would put her in outdated category, not because there are better blast females for World Boss Legends, but because she really is and was only good in World Boss only content. So, and Venom there is, I think, overall a better choice. Oh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a bad choice. Like, we all love Spider-Man. We all want him to be good. He is only good in bursts of PvP, and because he doesn't have a revive, he doesn't have immortality, he's relying on a dodge. And now that Timeline Battle in PvP is plagued with characters that ignore dodge and have multiple iframe ignores and revives and immortalities like Sentry, like Null, there's really no place for Spider-Man anymore in PvP. Well, there is, but he's only really usable in Alliance Conquest nowadays. So unless you're going for that game mode, then Spidey is a bad choice for you. He was never really good in PvE, so I'm just going to put him in outdated category. There is no reason to pick Spider-Man over one of these characters for sure. Next up, we have Storm. Now, Storm is really, it's time for her new uniform. This is a seasonal uniform that's at this point like 2 or 3 years old. I'm not sure. She was one of the first tier 4s that Marvel released for Marvel Future Fight, and I do have this uniform, and I'm almost exclusive, and I do have Storm at tier 4, and even though she can be used in 2 mutant days of ABX and of ABL, she really isn't that good. She's like nowhere near as good as Psylocke, like even nowhere near as good as Cable or Gambit. So, but she does have a support passive that supports elemental damage dealers, so that is something to consider if you're pushing World Boss Legend. But in that case, you also need to buy her seasonal uniform that's 3 years old. So, like there are a lot of bad categories or check marks that you need to feel like to use Storm effectively. So you need to have her at tier 4, which sure, but then you need to have her at you need to have her seasonal uniform, and then you'll probably only use her as a support for World Boss Legend plus content, because that's the only game mode where it is required that she is a tier 4. So unless you're really a veteran player that's like going, in which case you probably don't even need this tier list, unless you're a really veteran player that is focusing on pushing World Boss Legend plus content and you need a support for damage dealers, then sure, you can pick her. But for majority of other players, she is like just a bad pick, and I wouldn't really focus on picking her. And finally, we have Thor. Now, Thor is absolutely amazing, and I will put him in overall best. And the reason why I'm putting him in overall best is there are a few reasons actually. So he can be used in multiple game modes. He can be used to dominate World Boss Legend content. With CTP of Rage or CTP of Judgment, he's doing insane amount of damage to world bosses and is one of the highest world boss damage dealers in the game currently. Apart from that, you can use him as a story mode farmer. And now they're reworking story mode fragments, so you will be able to farm fragments and get more rewards even more quickly, which is where Thor shines. And Thor is also amazing in farming Dimensional Rifts, so you can farm Celestial Essences. And he can also be used in farming Dispatch missions, but he's not the best there. But for Dimensional Rifts, where you farm Celestial Essences and artifacts, which you can then dismantle and gamble for even more artifacts, he is definitely one of the best. He's also an elemental damage dealer, so you can easily farm the third story mode, the Asgard one, where you need to use elemental damage dealers. And he can be used in one day of ABL where it is required to use Alien Hero. He's not the best there, but given the fact that he can be used in all of these game modes, he can be used as a farming character, and that's the fact that he is an elemental damage dealer and like really a popular character, I would say that he is, in addition to Hulk, probably the best pick here. So there you go, guys. This is my tier 4 selector tier list. I would probably, for majority of players, I would either go for Hulk or Thor for the reasons already mentioned. If you need to push World Boss Legend, then Venom, followed by Iron Man, and followed by Sharon Rogers are probably your best choices, but mostly focus on Venom and Iron Man. If you need a good striker for AB Alliance Battle, then Black Widow is a choice for you. And then all of these characters, in my opinion, are underrated. So let me know, guys, what you think about this tier list of, well, tier 4 selector that we're getting for free next reset. I will try to go live tomorrow and review every single deal in Marvel Future Fight that we have in Anniversary, so I can tell you how to spend your hard-earned money. And I will also probably make a guide about 10k crystals, how to spend them for general player, how to spend them the most optimal way. And on my Discord, I will probably open a channel where you can post your accounts with with questions about how you would spend 10k crystals. So if that's something that interests you, you can comment in the video description below. And if there are enough people that are interested for me to do something like this, and then I will open your account and review them one by one and tell you, yeah, spend it on Deluxe Pack, no, spend it on uniform, spend it on CTP gambling or comic card gambling. That's the only way I can effectively do that is if I review your account and see what are your plans to spend 10k crystals, then I can tell you if that's a good idea or not. So if that's something you want me to do, comment in the video down below and I'll probably open it in the Discord section so you guys can leave your accounts with questions about how to spend 10k crystals. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys next time, probably already tomorrow during live stream. Take care. Bye bye.